Have you ever found yourself saying yes to something when every part of you was screaming no? We all had this experience. Most probably we still do it. Setting boundaries is really tough and difficult. Most probably because we are afraid of hurting someone, or perhaps we simply want to be helpful, or maybe because we are afraid of being disliked. But today I want to talk to you about setting boundaries and the importance for your growth and to find your authentic self. So stay with me. I used to think that setting boundaries means to be selfish and harsh. But the reality is setting boundaries is to understand your limits. When you set a healthy boundaries, you're telling yourself, my well-being matters too. Setting boundaries doesn't mean to cut off people. It means to understand your limits, and believe me, other people, they understand it and respect it. With setting healthy boundaries, you help yourself to understand your limits and to be more helpful to others and create a much better and helpful relation with other people. You know, the tricky part of setting boundaries is that it's not about protecting ourselves from others, but it's to understand and protect ourselves from that complicated relation that we have with ourselves. You know, have you ever found yourself in a situation that you say yes to something, then as you start to overthink and you start to resent that person, even though they didn't want to harm you? I'll give you an example. Someone asks you to help that person for something that you didn't want to do it at the first place, but then you accept it. Then you start to challenge yourself and you start to resent both yourself and that person. You keep asking yourself why I accept it, why everyone is asking me, and why I put myself in this situation always. So this is when it gets really complicated. When we accept something that we don't want to do it, we start questioning ourselves, blaming ourselves, and asking ourselves why we keep doing something that we don't like. And maybe when we start to resent the person who asked us to do something, even though perhaps they didn't even care, we could actually say easily no and they could understand it. Most probably, most of us, we think that saying no is very difficult. And it's not kind to say no to other people, especially because for people like us that we always say yes. But the reality is that when you say yes to something that you don't want to do, you are saying no to something that your authentic self is saying to do. So the reality is it's very simple. For instance, a friend of you calls you and wants to hang out for a coffee. You simply and kindly can say, I would like to do it, but for today, I have something more important to take care of, and I would like to postpone it to another time. I love to sit with you, talk to you, but not today. And I can assure you that other people understand it easily. Just for people that always say yes, remember how many times you got no from other people and you didn't mind and you accepted it. But we have to change this mindset that we are the one who should say yes, and starting to listen to our authentic self that help us to build a better relation, more honest relation with other people, and less resentful relation. Because unfortunately, when we say no to ourselves and yes to others, we start to resent them. We don't understand that that was our decision and we were not honest with ourselves in the first place. I used to think really bad about saying no. I was always thinking that saying no to other people is perhaps just like rejecting them. And hurting their feelings. But then I learned that people, they understand that quantity time, it doesn't matter. It's about the quality time that we have with other people. Having the courage to set these boundaries, it means that we love ourselves and we can give and spread this love with other people in our relation and create much better quality time than spending our times meaninglessly with other people when we are not happy with it. Now, how can we start to create boundaries for people like us that we always say yes to everything? The first most important is to learn how to be kind yet clear. It's not necessary to over-explain ourselves. It's just enough to say, I love to do it, but right now I cannot commit to such a things. It's short, clear, and kind. You can start small, picking up one subject, one place that it needs simply a boundary, a place that is not very important, like a relation with some friends or family, or at your work when they give you a lot of works that you always accept. Stick to your boundaries. Honor your boundaries. When you honor your own boundaries, other people also respect it. You should be also ready for pushback. Some people are used to get yes from you, and they start to push back when you say no. But remember, it's not your job to care about other people's reaction. Your job is to honor your boundaries and what really matters for you. The amazing thing about setting boundaries is that it doesn't benefit only you, but it benefits other people and create a better relation with other people as well. When you set these boundaries, these healthy boundaries, you are telling yourself that you know what you can and what you can't, and other people also benefit from it. It will be less tension between you and other people. You don't feel frustrated and obligated. And anytime that you say yes, you know that from bottom of your heart, you can be helpful and you don't create this feeling of tension between you and other people. And that helps you to create much better and more joyful relation with other people as well. And they feel it and respect it and love it. So next time when someone asking you something that you don't want to do, remember, create these boundaries and say no. You always can find a kind and nice way to say no to something that you really cannot do. Remember, setting boundaries is not just only to protect your own energy, but it's to build a better relation with others. It's about honesty. It's about being kind and honest with other people. And by being honest and kind, not only you respect yourself, but you respect them as well. So I'd love to hear from you and your boundaries. And I hope that you like this video. Please share this video with someone who needs to build these boundaries. And subscribe, like, and I will see you next week.